It's back.
The green train is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. All righty, fins up, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Fins Talk Today. And with me today is a special guest of Thirsty.com. If you're thirsty for Dolphins information, go to Thirsty.com. It is Rob.
Yeah, DolphinsThirsty.com. DolphinsThirsty.com. But we're all things Dolphins matter, and we love it. Thank you for the good introduction, Hank. Fins up.
Yeah, I'm not as good at it as Bobby, so I'm kind of like on a flat wheel.
Yeah, you're doing great.
So anyway, Bobby's out. He's out celebrating his birthday weekend. Bobby doesn't like to be out too often, so I'm sure he's watching me somewhere to make sure that I'm doing things that are all right. Yeah. DG Live, Mass, Fins up. All right, so let's talk about what we got going on today. So Tua was voted the 82nd best player on the NFL peers list. And you had quarterback Trevor Lawrence at 96, Marlon Humphrey at 92, Dalvin Cook was at 91, Hopkins at 90, Marshawn Lattimore at 89, Laramie Tunsil was 85. Offensive tackle Armstead was at 83. So Tua was 82nd best out of all those players. What do you think? What's your opinion? Was that high, low? What do you think?
I think it basically right where I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect ranking for him, considering that he missed time last year, but still got into the top 100. I don't think he should have been much higher. Definitely not lower. I think it's a fair, basically, right where he, and hopefully this next year, after this year, he's way up there in the top 10. But for this, where he is right now, what he's done last year, I think that's a fair ranking.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that, Rob, because, he did miss some time and everybody was talking, how great he was doing and all that. And then next thing you know, he takes a nosedive and that kind of changed a lot of the dynamics, in my opinion. Fins up, Hammer Time. And, I think that let's talk about that. Tua was on his way to an MVP season, and then he bombed out. So you think he should stay where he's at, not a little bit higher? I'd have to agree, though. I'd have to agree. Unfortunately, I wish he was higher. But it's just not going to happen.
No, of course, and his performance this year hopefully elevates him into that. Like I said, top 10 spot up there would be great. Top 15, good. So he has the potential to move up if he stays healthy. If the offense lives up to the expectations that we're all anticipating, I see no reason for him not to move up after the campaign this year is over. So I think it's a good ranking. Shows that his peers are starting to take notice of him, and that he's getting some respect around the league, and I think it's good. Like I said, I just think
I like it. Fins up, Cap. Good to see you in here today. And let's see. So let's talk about MVP for Tua. From weak to very strong, what do you rank Tua's chances at being named league MVP this upcoming season then?
Oh, wow. League MVP. I would say
weak to very strong. What do you got? From weak to very strong.
I would say moderate at best. Not very strong, not weak. Because, let's face it, the Dolphins kick butt, and he's the reason we're kicking butt. Quarterbacks are always going to get that extra limelight, and they normally on winning teams, So if he goes out there and balls out, there is a chance. I'm not going to say very strong when you got other guys out there that we got Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrows if he's healthy, and all that good stuff. And so that's a tough one, but I would say moderate. When I say very weak, when I say very strong, so right there in the middle, I'm taking a middle of the road, sitting on the fence, moderate chance.
Well, for me, I think we're so loaded. He's going to have to be strong. I'm not going to say, very strong because I don't know yet. We don't know if he's going to be protected. We don't know if this offensive line, those two pieces we're all wondering about, if they're going to come together or not. And without knowing that, I don't think that we can continue on. We need to know that for sure. But I'd say he's got a strong chance, and I'm just basing that on the talent we have on offense alone. And he can throw the ball. We know that he's accurate. I like that. We have Chosen on there now, and he's another speed wide receiver that people aren't really talking that much about, but he's got speed too.
Oh, he does.
So,
He definitely challenges the defense vertically down the field for sure.
oh yeah, there's going to be people, bending knee, breathing it out, and trying to catch up. I
know
see that
for sure.
happening.
Yeah, I know. We have a lot of guys that could be the possible number 3. If DG Live still in the house, he did a very good video on his channel about how broke down who he thinks is going to be the number 3 receiver, and he hopes it's EZ. Sorry, I don't want to mess up his whole name. So I'm just going to go with his nickname, EZ, and that's what he's hoping becomes the number. And that's another guy that not many people are talking about. So we'll see how that plays out. So I think the Dolphins at receiver are very deep. I don't want to jinx it because we were saying, we're very deep at corner, and here we are already one quarterback down. So, so let's not get too carried. But right now, as we stand here on July 29th, we're strong at receiver.
Yeah. Well, I looked on my poll. Everybody was making fun of me the other day. So I did a poll on purpose.
Right.
To see if I was crazy, because I took off a couple games and you guys all stayed at your positions with what picks you guys had.
Right.
So I was the only one to jump in the pool and say, hey, I think we're going to drop a couple. Well, the majority agrees with me. 66% say that we're probably going to drop a game now that we lost Ramsey.
Right.
So I just want to say, me saying 2 games wasn't that bad. It was,
well, what did the boys in Las Vegas say? Did they lower the win total for the Miami Dolphins? That's where it matters. That's where the money talks. So I don't know. But remember, though, you were like at 15-2. So dropping 2 games, you still came above my 11. I predicted 11-6. So you predicted 15-2. So even if you drop a couple games, you're still coming in at 13-4, which is ahead of my 11-6. So it's all in perspective.
I have some high hopes for the Miami Dolphins this year. I haven't been this electrified since Dan Marino tore it up in his first season. Okay. That was electric watching that. And you know how it was. And it was unbelievable what this guy did. And now we have an opportunity to excel past that, possibly. Fins up, Hammer Time. I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I think that we're ready to explode, and I see it happening. We might be out of quarterback. People worried about that, but everybody loses their quarterback for a little bit of time here and there. So
no, for sure. It's,
I just don't think it's going to be anything major for Tua. Fins up, Hank.
Let me get all the Hanks and Hammers in the house. The guys all the guys I always want to get confused. We throw his.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the remaining 100. Tua was 82nd best player, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
In the NFL's top 100. The others were Armstead at 83, Christian Wilkins at 81.
Right.
How many Dolphins players will make the list, and who are they?
Obviously, Ramsey. Now he's out. Ramsey's going to be on the list, I believe. Tyreek Hill, without a doubt. Jalen Waddle, without a doubt. And who am I forgetting? We got a lot. I don't know, like I don't know. I can't really say anyone on the defense. Maybe Xavier Howard, I think, could still be in the top 100. And then this is going off, and we didn't do any research on this because he just threw it. I don't know. So I think those names I mentioned. Oh, I don't think he'd be in the top 100, but he was a good center, Connor Williams. I don't think he'd be in the top 100. But
Yeah.
those are the names that pop out in my head right away.
Yeah, well, for me, I have a couple like you. I like Hill, Waddle. I mean, we all know who they are. Who they are.
Yeah.
Hill, Waddle, and who else did you say again?
Xavier Howard and maybe Jalen Ramsey, even though
Yeah, Ramsey will be on there, and Xavier Howard. I don't know if he'll be on there or not. I really don't know. I hope
the other team thinks X will be in there.
So we both believe there's a high of about 7 then.
And he's saying maybe Jalen. I'm thinking the 8 must be Javon Holland. Is what I'm thinking that he's referencing. I'm not sure. He has to speak on that, but that's what I would think. And sorry, guys, if I have an echo and the lighting's a little off. I got my son's back from college. I got thrown out into the living room, so I got to try to mess with the studio, but I can see my lighting. Does my sound okay, Hank?
Yeah, you sound a little bit of an echo, but that's all right.
All right, now I may have to change, but we'll figure it out.
I can still hear you.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
All right, so you want to continue on? How about the Dalvin Cook situation? He went up to the Jets. What do you think about that?
I think, that's fine, man. He needs to open up that market. Training camps are opening around, so he's going to definitely have to see. If I would say there's a leader in the clubhouse, it's probably the Jets for his services. But he's definitely, when you hear his quotes the past few days, everywhere he goes, he still mentions the Dolphins and that would be his dream scenario, coming back to play in front of the home crowd, in front of his family and friends. So if all things were equal, he would come to Miami, but I just don't think Miami's banging down the door at the price he wants, But if it were all equal, if we came right now and said, okay, we will match whatever the Jets just offered you, he would run down to South Florida, sign the contract, and be on Miami Dolphins. But if the Jets are offering him a lot more money, obviously he's going to go to the Jets.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, the question is, did Miami give a low ball offer? The wait for Dalvin Cook continues as the Miami Dolphins officially start training camp this week. During recent interview, Cook stated that the Dolphins have not offered him a contract despite conflicting reports saying he was offered a deal. Barry Jackson and Jeff Darlington have reported Cook was offered a deal of 2-year, $8 million per year.
Right.
So who do you believe? Should the Dolphins up their offer and get this taken care of?
Oh, and fins up, Adam. Thank you for coming into the room.
Fins up, Adam.
And make sure you guys tackle that like and subscribe button if you're in here. But to me, like I said, I just don't think the Dolphins are going to throw out a huge number for Dalvin Cook. They probably look at it as a luxury, and they say if he's coming in on our terms, that's fine. But we're not going to open up like many times. Because if Ross, he would sign the check. Let's face it. If Chris Greer and McDaniel came and said, we want Cook, Ross will sign the contract or whatever they say. So that's not the deal. I just think that the Dolphins are happy with their running back room. They like Moser, and they like Jeff Wilson. They like the young rookie, Jovan Chain. And you still got Gaston, who's dependable, and Ahmed. So we're pretty set. Do we have a superstar maybe back there? We don't know. But I think we're pretty set, and there's a reason they're not knocking down the door to bring in Cook. But if he comes in, hey, he's a Dolphin. That's how I look at it.
So do you think they should or shouldn't up the offer? Say it's $1 million. Would you up their offer of $1 million?
No, you gotta have to stand firm at some point because we got a lot of guys. I know $1 million may not sound like a lot for their money. Of course, for the normal person on the street, $1 million is a lot. But $1 million in NFL terms isn't that much. But when you're already up against the cap and you want to get a Wilkins and a Sealer and a Connor Williams under contract, all that little $1 million is going to make a difference. You can throw into one of those guys. So no, to me, I stand firm. If they think they gave a fair enough offer, and like you say, there's conflicting reports whether he got an offer or didn't get an offer. But if they did, I just say stand firm. I know you're going to differ on me, but to me, I say stand firm And if he comes to you, he comes to you. If not, that's just how the cookie crumbles, as they say.
Okay. Well, Cook is saying that the Dolphins haven't made him an offer, but Barry Jackson and Jeff Darlington are saying that he has been made an offer. Well, who do you believe, though, Thirsty? Who do you believe?
I believe like Barry Jackson and Jeff Darlington are at least being told. They don't really probably have proof, but they all have their sources. So they probably do have sources that saying, yes, we did. And it could be semantics. It could be such a low ball offers like Cooks. People are like, that's not even an offer. So it could be that, So
yeah.
it could be as simple as that, or that the Dolphins kind of told their agent, this is what we're thinking, and not made it an official offer, but says, well, for $4 million, we'd be interested in your client. And he said, oh, that's not even an offer. And, so who knows? But I agree with you. I mean, I don't agree with you if you say up it too much. I say stand pat, put what you think's a fair value on him, and if he chooses Miami, then more power to us.
Well, I like what Hank Capon has to say. I think this is what caused confusion over Cook's contract. His agent will call Greer before he signs anywhere. We will have an opportunity to match. I like that. That. Or at least have the opportunity to bump it up a little bit where the taxes weigh in, because he's paying at least 8.5% to state alone. So have fun with that.
Yeah, I know exactly. No, I'm with you on that. So,
and then property tax and all that. No. I couldn't afford to live. It would have been nice to go to Long Island and live back in New York, but guess what? It costs too much.
Yeah.
It's like having 2 house payments. It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
So, back to football.
Yeah, back to football.
And why we're here. So, what do you think is going to happen this season with our defense? Do you think that we're going to get some depth? And do you have any names that you think might back up some of that depth right now?
Or what, at cornerback or at any position on the?
Any position you like.
Yeah, I would like on defense. I would like to bring like the Hakeem Hicks guy, or I don't even know now. Yeah, I'm so Dolphin thirsty that I sometimes forget to look around other league signings. So I don't even know who has signed elsewhere or who's still out there. But the last I checked, like Shelton Harris and Hakeem Hicks, they were unsigned, and so I would like the defensive line depth behind, because when you think about it, after Kristen Wilkins in the interior of the line and Zach Sealer, really, I mean, you got Ron Davis, but do we really know how good he is or dependable? I mean, he's okay. I mean, so those 3 guys are good. But then after that, we got a lot of names that we don't even know too much about.
I think what's good about our team is we can move around our cornerbacks and our safeties. We can move our cornerbacks to become safeties if something goes wrong there. So I'm not concerned about our secondary right now. Even though we lost Ramsey, that's a huge loss. Don't get me wrong.
And Daniel did mention in his press conference they're going to bring in some quarterbacks mainly for depth. So I think you're right on that.
Yeah, exactly, Hank. For me, it's the same way, Rob. That defensive line, we got to get somebody else in there. We need more people. It's just not working the way it should work. Okay, well, let's talk about now people being hurt. Let's talk about the PUP list. The Miami Dolphins, right before starting training camp, released that starting tackle Armstead, potentially starting guard Wynn, and my breakout player of Tanner Connor all started out on the PUP list, physically unable to perform list.
Yeah.
Should Dolphins fans be worried?
He throws in some, but should Dolphin fans? Yes, a little bit worried, but not biting your nails worried yet. Not biting your nails because it's early in camp. Armstead during the season last year would miss practices all week and then show up on game day and play the game. So, and he's also missed some games, of course, so that's concerning. But I think he played in 13 of the 17 games or something like that. Or somewhere in that neighborhood, 12 of the 17. But yeah, it's concerning. And then Wynn is also concerning because I know he's missed some time in the past. He hasn't been on our team, but he's missed some time in the past due to injury. And then, but like I said, it's early, man. We're first couple of days into camp, and so there's plenty of time for them to get healthy and come back for the regular season because those guys are just be able to step in and play in the regular season. So as long as they're there for that. But yeah, you're a breakout guy. That's the one that I was surprised. I didn't even know he had been injured. I didn't even know at all until I saw that list come out.
Yeah. Yeah, the pup list. I'm not concerned about the pup list whatsoever when we just getting started. Fins up, Diggs. And I'm not concerned about all that. I don't know where you see all these. See, I don't see all these people. All I see is a few people over in the top chat. Now, where did Diggs come in from? Where's Diggs at?
He came in from Twitch, it looks like.
Okay. Because I didn't see Diggs until you posted.
Twitch, yeah.
Yeah. Fins up.
Yeah, thank you.
If there's anybody else out there that I didn't mention, I'm sorry. Fins up.
No, I try to put all the comics up there for you when they come into the room. So.
And Bobby's out for the weekend. It's his birthday weekend. He's out enjoying himself. So foolishly, he put me in this seat. And
hey, you're doing a great job.
I beckoned and called for Rob, and Rob came on out and decided to help me out.
Yeah, that I did. It's always good, man. Always
Remember,
good.
If you're thirsty for content, go to dolphinsthirsty.com for all Dolphins content with Rob at Dolphins Thirsty.
Thank you. And you can also find me here on YouTube at Dolphins Thirsty. If you look up after this show and after you guys hit the like and subscribe button here, run over to my channel on YouTube, Dolphins Thirsty, and we talk good stuff too. And Hank often comes on my channel over there, so it's all good stuff.
It's fun jumping around a little bit and doing a few different things. And I talked with Evan today, as a matter of fact, and I think I'm going to be on with Evan Thursday night at 8 p.m. for the Fins bandwagon.
Oh wow!
Evan and I will be back together for an episode at least.
Yeah.
For the
return of the bandwagon. That is good news to hear, man. The good news to hear. The return of the bandwagon with Evan Posner and yourself. Always good stuff.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So that'll be Thursday night at 8:00. I just found that out today from Evan. Evan let me know that he had some time for me. So I was glad to take up some of that time and jump in there with him again. I love doing a couple shows, and I was looking to do one at night, as you already knew, Rob. Yeah. So that'll be fun to do that.
Oh, I'm going to be doing one Monday night if you want to join. I was going to tell you back, Sudie, but now that you just threw that out there, I'm going to be doing one Monday night if you're available.
Right on. Monday nights. Right on. That'll be cool too. All right. Well, you let me know. You give me more information at another time, and we'll talk about that. So. Now that we got everybody's shows out of the way,
we're going to talk about the great Fins Talk Sports Network here. So.
What do you think Bobby's doing right now other than watching us?
I don't know. He may not be watching us because he's probably celebrating with his great family and his dog and his kids, and his wife. He's probably having a great time up there in Tennessee. I believe he is, Franklin, Tennessee area. So he's probably having a good time. And he'll catch us later to give us a thumbs up, hopefully. And, we can't replace him, but, we can try to carry on the show. So.
He probably peeked in and said, my eyes are burning.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Exactly.
So what else do you want to talk? Anything else you want to talk about today, Rob?
Nothing other than, I think, tomorrow I'll be out at the Miami Dolphins practice, so that should be fun. If any of you guys are going to be out there, give me a thumbs up, and, it's going to be cool. It's going to be the first day that the practice is open to the public, so it should be a fun time out there, weather permitting and everything. South Florida, we've been getting nailed by rain and thunderstorms, so hopefully everything willing is that we get to roll tomorrow on the practice and watch it. My whole family will be out there with me, my wife and 2 sons. So it should be a fun time out there being with other Dolphin fans watching our beloved Miami Dolphins on the practice field.
I'm actually going to drive down for one, believe it or not. I am going to go on the 4th of August and watch them practice.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
I think it's member day or it's the 5th day of training practice or something like that.
Right.
I don't remember what it is. I have to look on my calendar. But my wife and I are going to head down there and go check it out for the first time. We're going to go into the sweltering heat and see what it's all about.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to be hot out there tomorrow, too. So just make sure you stay hydrated and you'll be fine.
Yeah, well, I hope the players stay hydrated and loose so they don't cramp up, man.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. So he's saying Pilly is getting good reviews. He's a defensive lineman that we picked up in the undrafted free agent market, and he was from USC. So good stuff, Hank. I'm hoping that those reviews are legit.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have today, man. Today was a quick show. Without Bobby, it moves twice as fast because Bobby throws things at me and I have to dodge them. So
hey, no, that's good, man. But you're here today, so you're the man in charge. So I was just along for the ride, and it's been fun, guys.
We always do it quicker without Bobby. It's just the way it is. Bobby is the man, the myth, the legend. We miss you today, Bobby. Wish you were here. But have a happy birthday and enjoy yourself out there.
All right,
that's all I have. What else you got, Rob? Anything?
That's it, man. I'm ready to close it out. So I would say fins up to all you guys. Make sure you throw laser passes at those like and subscribe buttons. And thank you for joining us today. And make sure you tell your friends about us.
And always, you can catch us here, Bobby and I, every Saturday at noon. And you'll be able to catch Evan and I Thursday at 8 p.m.
Sounds
Fins
great.
up.
Fins up, guys.